So moving forward, yeah. You know what? Put these celebrities aside, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's get back to your music.
Yeah.
Like obviously we're gonna go back a little bit.
Uh-huh.
Like for now, what's going on with your music at the moment?
Well, right now I'm working on some music.
Yeah.
You know, I'm writing it. You know, I was going through some personal issues for like probably about 5 years now. And yeah, it did affect me a lot, you know what I mean? Because I was legally married and stuff like that. So
What do you mean by legally married?
I was legally married to a woman, you know, who broke my heart and disappointed me.
Oh, sorry about
And
that, bro.
whatnot, you know what I mean?
How long was you married before she broke your heart?
You know, I was married for 8 years.
That's a long time, bro. Nearly a decade, bro. That's a long time, bro.
Yeah, I mean, nearly a decade, but it's like nearly a decade with separation to go with it. You know what I mean?
Okay, yeah.
So it's one of them ones where, yeah, we got children out of it as well, you know.
Big up the kids.
Big up the children, big up my son Majesty and my daughter Destiny.
Yeah.
You know, and my stepdaughter Mara, big up. You know what I mean? So it's just one of them ones where, like, yeah, you know, I love the kids and whatnot, but me and their mum just didn't work out. You know what I mean? And really and truly, I could play the blame game, but there's no point playing the blame game. You know what I mean? Like, I know that I'm not gonna allow anyone to make me a victim.
Of course.
Regardless, you know what I mean? I'm a victor all the way, regardless. So I know what battle I had to fight and what war I'm fighting, regardless. And, you know, for other people it's different, you know what I mean? So I wouldn't, and with social media as well, it's so funny because people are blaming people. So they say, oh, well, men ain't this and men ain't that. And other people will say, well, you women are, you know what I mean? It's not about that. If we break it down, we go to the spiritual side.
Yeah.
You know, in one of my tracks I called Listen, I said it's God over demons. You know what I mean? Because you can present yourself as a god or a goddess, or you can present yourself as a demon. It's fully up to you. Only you know how you're vibrating.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And me, I try my best to vibrate high and transcend that positive vibration energy to other people, and in hopes of me receiving that back in return. You know, but sometimes that's not always the case.
Yeah.
You know, and with this world is dark and
Definitely.
God is light. So I feel like, well, in this life you have to have a balance anyway. You know what I mean? You have to come with a balance, like you know what I mean? Like in the scale, like you're a Libra. You know what I mean? So it's one of them ones where, yeah, life is, for me, life, I put it on my tattoo. In fact, I got a tattoo saying life right here, yeah? So there's a tattoo saying life, and the acronym of it was love is forever lasting. You know, and I feel like with life, it's about the love. You know what I mean? That's how you get the peace, the joy, the happiness that you want, you know what I mean? And especially when you're doing what you love.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, yeah.
How did you, obviously, you know, like, if we're talking about as men, yeah?
Yeah.
Like, I think for whatever reason, to a certain degree, yeah, this is not spoken about enough, yeah? Meaning, you see how much, like, us men getting in relationships, you know, giving our all within that relationship, and that relationship doesn't work, yeah? And then you see, like, during the breakup, like, in terms of, like, because everybody heals in different ways, right? But I feel like more of these conversations need to happen in terms of, like, when some of us men actually go through a breakup and how we heal, like, whatever process that we need to take in terms of, like, healing ourselves. Because even for me, bro, like, my last relationship, it was like one of the most, again, people say toxic or whatever, but it's one of those relationships that make you just basically look at yourself in a different way. You get what I'm trying to say? Because I've already said on camera, but I feel like I never ever thought as a man, especially the way I've been raised from a family I come from, I never thought I would ever lose myself within a relationship, and then later on down the line realizing that, what the fuck, that was not me. Like, and I don't know, man, even because, you know, sometimes some of us, we like to, in terms of healing, sometimes we like to say, no, I'm good, but realistically it's like sometimes when you go through a fucked up situation or relationship, it actually takes you a very long time to heal. And if you do not recognize that you need to heal, it will take you even longer, because it's like being injured. It's like breaking your arm.
Yeah.
Rather than going to the doctors or doing whatever you need to do to to heal your arm, imagine you continuing to just go on without and making it worse. Do you get where I'm coming from?
Yeah.
So like going back in your relationship, like that once after your marriage broke down or whatever, like would you honestly say to us that you took the appropriate time for yourself, for you to heal properly as a man?
Yeah. I took the appropriate time
Yeah.
to heal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I had to do some fasting, some praying, you get me? Some Bible reading, you know what I mean? In terms of like Bible studies.
Yeah.
You get me? And just research other things as well. You know what I mean? There's certain things I didn't know about, like words like narcissists. I personally didn't know. I saw it in the advert when I was watching the YouTube, whatever I was watching on YouTube, I saw it in the adverts and I almost fell asleep and I heard something about narcissists.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what's that? And then I had to research it and I'm like, rah. But I was taking down notes and stuff like that and just trying to build my mental state of mind back up and whatnot. And till this day, I'm still building my mental state of mind back up. I mean, every day is a learning process.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
sorry to even cut you, because you see with men like us, for me, you see with my ex, when she realized that I was that I had this pride of a king, of like, I could be on the floor, financially don't have nothing, but I'm still gonna carry myself with fucking dignity, regardless, whatever,
Yeah.
And you see this thing when not every woman, but I realize, you see when certain women realize, I cannot physically hurt you because you're a man, I cannot hurt you in this way. But if some of them, they've got kids with you, you're going to say, obviously, a lot of women use you, like, we all know it, a lot of kids use your kids to hurt you. And bro, I'm not gonna lie, for me, again, like, obviously loving my kids and everything, bro, that's on top, the number one thing that nearly, like, fucked me over in different ways, because it's like, it's a very, very strange feeling to have, where it's like you're over somebody. You know, sometimes if you don't have kids with somebody and you both can say, you know what, fuck you, and go each other's ways and never talk to each other again. But obviously, when you've got kids with somebody, but especially some of these countries that we live in as well, when, again, not every woman, but some of these, like women who, they're bitter, they realize that, you know what, he's moving on without me, but for whatever reason, it's like, they can't really just get over it, to just have that emotional intelligence to be like, you know what, fuck him, let's do what's best for the child, innit? You get me? Like,
you know what I've learned? I've learned that women, when they get emotional, they're ready to tear the whole family apart.
Word.
It's almost like it's an impulsive thing. And I don't understand it. You know what I mean? Like, we've all got logic, you know what I mean? But we don't need to tear the family apart because you don't like a certain person or their character or whatnot, or, you know what I mean? Where my relationship at the time, it was already like, the intentions behind it was already calculated from that person. So that person that had ill intentions, they were only gonna get away with that for however long that was gonna take.
Yeah.
I was on point in my relationship, but it's just that there were some things I didn't learn from childhood that I had to learn in my adulthood.
Yeah.
So now I've learned that, you know what I mean? Like, I literally passed the test. I passed the test with flying colours.
Come on.
You know what I mean? And pigs don't fly, baby. You know what I mean? Yeah. No. So it's one of them ones where someone who's doing me ill intention and don't even know that I'm God blessed and I'm heaven sent. I feel sorry for you. You know what I mean?
Pretty much, yeah.
And I can't help you there. You're gonna have to help yourself.
Literally, man.
You feel me? And really and truly, we shouldn't be blaming men or women. You know what I mean? You should already recognize the spirit that's within that person. You get me? And I learned, obviously, not to ignore red flags. You get me? Because there were certain red flags I was literally ignoring because I could see the good in people.
Yeah.
And because I could see the good in a person, I'm thinking, nah, that person's got potential. Like, I want to make sure that they going up there so that we can all be up. No, but some people don't have that intention. They come, get me? Like, some people come from a selfish background where, like, you know what I mean, is take, crush, and don't give. Just give little, minimum. And that's not good. Like, if you're not gonna reciprocate that same energy in a different way or whatever way, then I don't need it. Yeah, I don't need it. You know what I mean? I'm not here waiting for her to come back and be like, hey, you know what? I messed up. You know, I'm so sorry. I already know what you did. I didn't even have to be there. You know, we are spiritual people. You know what I mean? This is just a shell. This body is just a shell. I saw what happened in the spirit. You know what I mean? And that's what people are scared to talk about. You know what I mean? And there's other people out there that be astral projecting for no good reason, and you shouldn't be doing that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not saying astral projection is a bad thing. I'm just saying that, yeah. You get me? Because I just figured out there's people that be doing shit like tarot reading and that. You know what I mean? And I'm thinking, what the fuck is that? When I found that shit, I was like, oh, that's what they were trying to hide from me.
Yeah.
Listen, don't get too caught up with that shit either. Yeah? Remember, everything is like magic. You get me? No matter what you read, what you touch, what you see, you know what I mean? Like, whatever you envision in your mind, it's gonna end up happening because it's like magic. Now you can cancel it in the name of God. You know what I mean? If you have a negative thoughts, you can cancel it in the name of God. You know what I mean? These stuff are possible. Come on, energy is real. I wouldn't underestimate the power of God or any type of energies.
Yep, the spiritual realm.
Yeah, the spiritual realm is real.
It's a whole different
place. And I've got my own experience and my own encounters, which I would love to testify one day about. You know what I mean? Because it's a beautiful story.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's real, and it'll make you think. You know what I mean? So yeah.
Slowly, quickly going back to your music before we slowly obviously progress the conversation and touch on obviously spirituality more and other things. Yeah.
Right.
So like. Again, touching on your music again, yeah. When are you looking to like, you know, release some new music and also like, obviously, all of us develop, you know, we get older, we get wiser in different ways. You know, we learn about different things. Yeah. Like, how is your music going to sound like moving forward?
Well, my music. Well, I produce beats.
Oh, you're a producer as well, yeah.
Yeah. So. I like other producers as well, so it's like I want to use their beats and put my lyrics to it as well.
Sure.
So I'm trying to do as many songs as possible that I can do with whatever my financial bracket is. You know what I mean? Because sometimes it could be your finances that's stopping you from actually putting in the work.
For sure.
You know what I mean? Because people say, yeah, you got to stay consistent, you got to grind. Listen, you got to grind and all of that, but at the same time, you also got to be aware that, you know what I mean? You got to look after your mental health. You got to look after your physical health. You get me? And obviously your financial health.
Of course. So
it's one of them ones where everything's got to be a balance. You know what I mean? Because nowadays, the way I see people is like people are moving like, yeah, we got to get to the money, however, how. But that doesn't mean that by the time you're 50, 60, 70, 80 years old, that you're going to be in a good position. You know what I mean? Because only God is watching what you're doing. You get me? Nobody's watching what you're doing. And whoever's watching what you're doing, well, you get me? They get found out anyway. But, you know, when you're focused on yourself and whatnot, everything comes to fruition, innit?
I hear you, man. And the first time... Do you remember the first time we met, yeah? Kiss the Sky in Camden, yeah?
Yeah.
Bro, you was presenting. Do you remember what I told you outside of the club?
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God, you know, oh, shit.
You remember I told you, listen, brother, I'm not going to lie. I don't know if this is what you do on a regular basis, but like, I'm not going to lie. I said, you should definitely continue to do this thing because, like I said, you've got, not even had, you still have... You got the right energy for it, obviously the personality for it, and the confidence for it. You get what I'm trying to say? When you go on there, how you do your thing. Like, what's going on with presenting, man? You're presenting.
Well, first of all, I've always thought about presenting.
Yeah.
But I don't think I was ever ready for presenting because I know that
Yeah.
If I want to present, I want to give everyone like that full on energy.
Of course.
You get me? But when I don't have the energy there, you know what I mean, and I'm just trying to muster that energy.
Yeah.
It's like
Draining.
you know what I mean? Yeah, because you know what? I can't. How can I present and then know that I'm gonna perform? Like that's already a headache.
Yeah, you was
within
performing on the
itself.
same night as well.
Yeah, so it's a headache to perform and whatnot. Like you're gonna end up having like obviously I smoke in it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, and I'm trying my best not to smoke.
Yeah.
You know, so I smoke socially, and it's one of them ones where like sometimes I get nervous and I need to smoke a cigarette.
Yeah, come on.
You know what I mean, and it'll look like chain smoking.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, but other than that, I think only because it's what I've gone through in the past, you know, in my past relationship, it kind of molded me in a way where like now I'm starting to be a bit cautious. I'm curious. I'm a bit nervous in certain areas. You know what I mean? I lost a couple confidence in certain areas, but I still managed to show confidence.
Yeah, come on.
Either way, you know what I mean? Because that's how resilient I am.
That's the
You know
key
what
word.
I mean?
We have to give it resilient until things really get back to how they were in a certain way. But for now,
yeah.
you have to stay
You
resilient
know,
and keep on pushing forward, man.
So many people be messaging me on Instagram, on TikTok or whatnot. Honestly, and WhatsApp and whatnot.
Yeah.
Honestly speaking, sometimes I get anxieties, man. I don't even know if I'm gonna like respond to it in a good way or whatnot. You know what I mean? Because if I have to show who I really am as a person, you know, it's not gonna be good because it's one of them ones where, like, if I just speak my mind just like that, you know, you can be in trouble.
Yeah, people might perceive.
Yeah, you gotta think before you answer. You think before you respond. Think before you speak. Basically,
I've had it numerous times, but I still don't give a fuck.
no, but if you don't give a fuck, it will haunt you. Bro. It will haunt you.
Yeah, and I hear you.
It will definitely haunt you.
I think also it depends. For me personally, I feel like we can all be free and say whatever we feel like. But I feel like there's certain ways to say certain things, right? You know that saying, it's like you can be right, but it's how you say that thing. You know what I'm trying to say? So I feel like sometimes I go a bit crazy and I say certain things in a mad way. But honestly speaking, I feel like all of us should be free to say exactly what we want, how we feel.
Yeah.
But like I said, however, it's just how you get me. It's just how you deliver it. You get me? That's why I think anyway.
I mean,
for me, I'll be honest, I do it on purpose sometimes. Because obviously, if I really, really wanted to think and articulate myself in a certain way, I would do it. But fuck that shit, man. Sometimes
no, but you could be free. Yeah. But we're gonna have children, and some of us got children, and we don't want our children to look back at us and be like, "Oh yeah, you know, daddy and mommy was like this, so you know we got to." And don't get twisted, children are gonna be themselves regardless, because when they grow up, they're gonna be naturally dumb anyway. You get me? And then some of your characters might rub off of, you know what I mean, rub off on them and whatnot. However, you know, we have responsibilities, and if you think you're a king or a queen or a god or goddess or emperor or empress, then you're gonna have to, then it comes with responsibilities, and that means you have to discipline your mind, my friend. You know what I mean? Because if you don't discipline your mind and you discipline your tongue, there's power in the tongue. So when God spoke all of this into existence, he said one word, and that's it, it came to existence. So why are you now gonna say that you want to be free, speaking wherever you want to speak out your mind, to think that you're some, you know what I mean, you're bigging up your chest? That don't mean nothing, because remember, there's real people out here, yeah? And there's people out there that kill people, yeah, because that's all they known to do, is kill people, right? Yeah. But the thing is, it's like, oh man, I was gonna use an analogy, but I don't even know if I can use that one. Yeah. But
1 minute, bro. 1 minute.